All right, Tracy, I'm going to give you your intro right now. Tracy started out as a realtor and started Upstage, her company, because it was a part of real estate that she was naturally drawn to. Being able to transform a space with just furniture and decor was fun for her, and the company organically grew over the past few years. The goal of Upstage is to collaborate with agents to help present their listings in the best light and to yield the highest sales price possible. Her favorite time of the year is November and December, when the holiday season is in full swing. A family overload food comas, it's your happy place. That's actually my happy place too, and I love the food coma, so love that. Think it's awesome. So welcome, Tracy, and you're representing not only Sequoia, but also yourself, correct? Upstage, so this is fantastic. Tracy, when it's a seller's market, is staging necessary?
So that's actually a question that we've come across, especially in the past couple of years. And I would say staging is definitely necessary. I mean, even though you have an abundance of buyers coming and touring your home, you still want to yield the highest price possible. And also, you're still competing against the other listings that are staged as well.
I felt like you were answering more of that question, but thank you so much. Sorry, I mute myself in between when I'm chatting with people, so you guys don't have to hear my keyboard clicking while I'm talking to everybody, just so people are confused. Why should someone go with real home staging versus virtual staging, Tracy?
Okay, so there's actually benefits to both. For virtual home staging, it's good because you at least have the photos online that you can use to market to actually draw the buyers in. Same thing with regular staging. The benefit of actually doing the physical staging, though, is that when the buyers come and tour the home, they have that impact when they first step in the door. So they have that wow feeling, or they have that homey feeling. Versus, virtual staging. I've heard pros and cons to both, but with virtual staging, sometimes when the clients see the photos online and then they go to the property, they don't get that same wow factor or that feeling that they might have had. And sometimes they might even be disappointed in what they actually see when they get there.
That makes perfect sense, actually. Wow. Yeah, I've definitely seen that actually listed quite a few times, so good to know. Tracy, what's the typical cost to stage your average 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,500 square foot home?
Okay, so for our company, for our company, we have a lower end range and a higher end range, so it can be anywhere from 36 to maybe about 5,800 or so. And it's important to know that there's different stagers out there. So there's the entry level stagers, there's the mid-market stagers, and then there's also luxury high-end stagers. So it's all gonna depend on what your budget is, and you can cater that to who you work with.
And you guys offer the full gamut.
Yeah, we do.
Fantastic. So if a seller is still living in their home, what are their options in regards to that?
Oh yeah, so Mel mentioned this before as well. So they can do partial staging, which is basically we would use the majority of their items. Like let's say they live there and they need to use their bed. So what we would do is we would bring in all of the decor and the accessories to kind of I guess complete their look. So we would bring the bedding, we might bring lamps, artwork. We might use their existing couch and then put on some throws and pillows, some decor for their dining room, things like that, so that they could still live in the home, but then at the same time use our services to elevate the look of their home.
Love it. Makes sense. Is there a wrong way for people to stage then? And how can you tell the difference between a professional and an amateur stage?
Okay, so with this question, I feel like it's I think two of the main ways you can make mistakes with staging is to either go too neutral, where everything is just completely washed out and kind of boring, where it doesn't draw any attraction. And another way I would say is to go for trends. So if you're at one point bohemian was in, right?
Yeah.
And that style was in, and or farmhouse is in. But if it doesn't match the style of the home, then it won't complement it. It'll just kind of clash. So I think the majority of the staging, you have to kind of relate it to what style is the home, and then what will bring out its best characteristics.
That's great. I can totally, I've totally seen some where they were staged and you're like, that doesn't match the house.
Yeah.
So, fantastic. If the sellers are on a tight budget, Tracy, which rooms are the most important for them to focus on?
Ooh, I would say definitely all of the living spaces. So the main living area, the dining room, the kitchen, so all of the common spaces. And then I would say probably add on one bedroom, which is the master bedroom. And then that way the buyers can get an idea of the feel of the house. And then, once you get an idea of the living spaces in the master bedroom, all the other bedrooms, you can kind of picture yourself what you can do with that.
Definitely. If staging's not in your budget, right, what would you recommend that sellers do to spruce up their own home?
So then I would say if the partial stage isn't in the budget or regular staging isn't in the budget, what they can do themselves is the most important thing is to declutter and clean. So I think those are the two main things. Hire a professional cleaner, make sure everything is presentable, squeaky clean as can be. And then a lot of times when you live in the home, is you have a lot of little things lying around, right? So if you kind of take all of that away, it'll create a better environment. If the house is vacant and they don't have money for staging or a budget for staging, then I would recommend virtual staging, because that's better than no staging at all. Because that's when you initially attract the buyers. Everything's online nowadays, so they're not going to step foot into your home unless they see they like what they see online.
Definitely. Love that answer. I think that's fantastic. Does anybody have any questions for our resident stager before she exits? I know I have one that I'd like to add, but I don't know if there's anybody else that has anything in the Q&A. I don't see anything so far. Oh, it says, do you also offer virtual staging, Tracy?
Unfortunately, we do not. Yeah.
Great answer.
But I do have some recommendations for virtual staging.
Oh, so if you wanted to know, you can always ask her, because she probably has some good ones. So I have a question for you. What do you see the difference for people with their, if they stage versus people that don't stage? Does their home sell faster or for more? What do you think?
It sells, I would say if it's staged, it usually sells for faster and for more. I read somewhere, I can't remember where, but the statistics show that I think it sold for 17 to 24% over what they would normally have gotten.
Fantastic. And see, from a buyer's perspective, I would prefer to see it like that. So I know I would buy something faster if I see a home stage. That's why I wanted to ask that question. I think that's really important for anybody that's selling to know that your home is actually probably going to sell faster and for more if you actually take the time to do these things. So thank you so much for answering my question. Tracy, it's a vibe thing when we stage, Perry says. I don't know what that means. I wish I knew. This Perry has all the jokes, and all the inside nicknames. Do you have a nickname, Tracy? Perry will tell me.
Do I have a nickname? No, not yet.
I've given everybody a nickname, so I'm waiting for yours. I appreciate you coming in and sharing your time with us. Tracy, all of your information did you fill out your profile? If not, if you'd like to drop your website as well for your business, it's also on the virtual layout. If people want to click on her business, they can go right to the website for her, but she'll put it in the chat for everybody during this next presentation too, so you guys can click on Upstage and go right over there and see what she offers. There's some beautiful pictures on there. I've had the pleasure of looking at it.
Thank you.
So thank you so much. Oh, Staging Bling Empire Queen. Look at Corey. He's so good with those nicknames. I'm going to have him create all of my headlines and nicknames from now on. Those are awesome.